But the question is, does it translate, right? They've had a fantastic run to get here. I don't think really anybody can take anything away. I mean, no. I was saying a couple of weeks ago, Mixwell's been on one of the best redemption arcs in terms of returning to this roster. This is the next step. This has to be the next achievement for them.
And I do want to eventually lean on that Avova choice coming in, but I do like seeing Mixwell, leaning in towards Chamber, something that really looks to suit him. However, we dive into the map and we look towards Zeta, who are on the attacking side to kick things off on the split, and of course that means that G2 will be on the defense. And the first blood is drawn straight away. Already Nuki's gone down, and the site's already under contest. Now there's one left there. It's going to be Avova, someone that we do want to talk about, especially on this Omen. And he's managed to stand his ground. Now outnumbered, but not quite outgunned just yet. There we go. Finally overwhelmed with a double swing on the pillar. And it looks like this should be under wraps. It's still heavily contested though.
Crow very low. Dep's trying to contest some of this pressure coming through from heaven.
Spike planted.
Hoodie not actually able to catch Dep. Foam says it's a 2v3 though, but they can find this freebie on the way in. It might be doable here for G2.
They're so close to pillar though, they could potentially swing off contact. But again, it's looking hard to try and break through. Do they isolate one? They do. Okay, there's the flash. No swing, no punish. There's still a chance in this 2v2, but time still click. Oh, right click galore. The swing out from Laz. The main man himself going to kick things off well for Zeta, who's been a highlight player from start to finish. Now let's kind of roll back to what we were saying at the start here about...
Yeah, so they're almost kind of, they're fired up. So that's a definite positive for them. And also actually comes back to almost questioning whether or not G2's performance will translate to land, right? This is the first stage environment, and it's the first big test for them.
Deep breaths, we go back in. First round was picked up by Zeta if you missed it. Obviously you can see it there, don't worry. Don't have to explain the UI to you. This time we haven't. Unlucky Doug. However, not quite a Shiko. A little bit of an upgrade on Hoodie, but that's about all she wrote. And we look towards Zeta in this round to, again, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep as much up for them. But they are walking into a stack. 4 players here. Caught one. Beautiful work. Quick work.
10.
Straight through them. That's enough. You don't have to go too far. Wait for the rest of your team to come in and help you out. Nice. Reserve there, hold for a second, don't over push, keep 5 standing, that's the money. As now Meadow, well, the team's just been slaughtered, haven't they? So Meadow now just having to face the music. If you can take one with him, not too bad, do the best you can. But Zeta are being smart about this, do lose Dep. Sugar Zero next, and there we go, swing together, 4 stand, lovely work.
I mean, not even that big a deal. I think Dep was the only one that actually brought a pistol into that round.
Yep.
So going to be a massive win for G2 there. And pretty clean on the way in. I mean, it's 10 just leading the charge for Zeta. The clearance with the Trailblazer onto Avova, just trying to play back of that paranoia, but no real resistance on the way in, so you've got to credit Zeta for that.
Beautiful.
We've seen him again actually lean pretty heavily towards A. Previous round was a 4-man stack for G2. Oh, Zeta actually going to try and make use once again with the element of surprise, I guess. Mixwell's here to challenge it with the TP, though. The fault line will slow the Trailblazer.
That works.
Flash and space taken, though. Zeta aren't waiting around, and that's sloppy from Mixwell. It's not pretty, but it's got the job done.
They also didn't shoot his TP. They could have just kind of boxed him into hell there, and a little strange on the way in.
Yeah, not ideal. Still got a little bit of ramp pressure to build from, but again, rotations have come in. There's already 4 players here. Mixwell's fallen back, taking a heal. He'll be fine. Recovery en route. So some chip damage comes off this nade. Nothing there. And Zeta don't have much to work with on this approach now. They're looking towards middle in my mind as well as how much can they get from this. The wall's still in place, so that's really not going to allow too much wiggle room here. But they have to hit the brakes and, again, punishment. Mixwell's going to find another. And that mid-presence, well, not really coming to much either.
Sugar's found space, though. I mean, there's a trap for him to deal with. Still 3 players committed towards 8. Actually will get dealt with 10. That will allow Sugar Zero to come through. Actually will find the kill on Nuki.
There's that crunch I was waiting for, that pause. I really like this from Zeta. They're not just kind of like, okay, it's only a bonus, we'll see what we can do. But this is really with filled intent and aggression. Pushing deep towards CT, going to take down Mixwell, but there's still Meadow on the site. He's got 2 players to handle, he chooses the wrong target. It's game back on 2v2. Spike in hand and Plant going down.
They still got a
we
wall.
Now have... Oh my god, they do. Planted. Yeah, they absolutely do. Okay, wall goes up. They just build the defenses and they wait. We've got Avova and Hoodie on the other side, waiting to come back through, and there's still utility into play for Avova if he feels like he can, and this looks good. Should have at least caught minimum 1, potentially 2. Gets him off that first angle, forcing him back towards the site. Hoodie now spotted as well. Avova leans in. Hoodie with the punish on 1. It's all down to 10. He's got to find 2. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. He's got 1. 7 HP ain't enough for it. Avova holds on, but that's a bonus round. And that ain't a great one for G2.
And I'm going to be honest, they had absolutely no right finding that plant, to be honest. Perfect play. The awareness again from 10 to throw that blast back out, deals with the trap. It pulls actually Nuki into the window to be forced to face Sugar when he comes up from ropes. This is actually really, really well played. I love, again, the use of the wall to just create a second choke point here on site. It's unfortunate Avova finds this wall bang. A little bit of damage comes through onto 10 initially, so really difficult. But that, for me, is a big, big win for Zeta. I mean, you can see what's happened to the purchase here. Mixwell will have the tour de force to throw into this round, but Zeta come out of that on top, to be honest. And look at the ultimate progress as well.
And we've only really seen the A pieces coming out so far from Zeta, so we haven't seen the full kit and caboodle of what they can bring, so we'll wait to see the rest of this now.
First example we're seeing of some of these early round protocols I was talking about. It's one way outside B main, at least to get deep B main control here. See how much Zeta respect the setup of Avova, whether or not he's even tested in this scenario.
It looks like for now Zeta are prioritizing that mid-control time to build. They've invested a great deal of utility to get this far. Dog goes in and actually goes with a little bit of pace as well, and G2 seeming to respect that. They seem to have to. Oh, the shot! The control! But Mixwell there to fill the void. Eats the flash, has to back off the angle. Zeta are brawling on this.
Mixwell will come back across the B, but drifting away now. Zeta look as if they want to try and make their way through ropes once again. Meadow on the other side of this. He's actually holding an active angle as well. Nuki has come across. Let's see if Zeta can actually isolate the kill here. Mixwell's the one, if anything, but it looks like A is the end goal here.
Yeah, the pinch is coming in. You can see them all the way back. And it's not good enough. Meadow's down, dead, quick. And Nuki, though, behind enemy lines. He's going to find 1 spot out the barrel. Can't get the spray adjusted in time as Laz picks up the frag here, looking towards Avova and Mixwell. Mixwell not quite there yet, but Avova still holding his own. Support not coming anytime soon. Avova still needs to play his life here. 15 seconds. The clock's the biggest enemy right now for Zeta as Avova punishes from the site.
Goes huge for them there. And 2 crucial kills. Again, after Zeta, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if that was just a split second where Meadow's looking at his minimap, but completely caught off guard from rope speak. Fortunate there for Zeta not to find it. Again, a couple of them backed up, they're already damaged. Something that could be pivotal in this round with not an awful lot of equipment to throw at it. Let's see here if we see any variety here. Actually, a completely different setup on the defense from G2. It's Avova and Nuki over here, expecting this one way. That's exactly what's going to come out. Well, we should just tuck up here. Oh, Nuki to take first contact. The wall invested actually immediately here on the back of no contact towards bottom mid. Now, weird thing being, I mean, Zeta haven't poked towards either side just yet. The straight away they set up in this default, they don't really show anything. And then we'll drift towards B main.
Yeah, it'll be Mixwell and Meadow. And of course then Hoodie up towards heaven. And, well, no subtlety to this, and no check to the left. Good trade though, Crow still going to get the job done. Finds Mixwell, Meadow. Going to disrupt at least a little bit of their plan, but you can see the Rares actually coming through here. They are not going into this by any half measures, but there's still problems. G2 are on the site, and this could be another issue if that just gets posted. None the wiser, still gets it, Meadow down. But look at Hoodie waiting. Spike's already on the site though. Seeker's going to come down, and Depp on the other side of this. What does Hoodie do? Too many targets, too little time. He needs to do something about it. That's Seeker, just a second away. The wall breaks. And now they all know where he's at. Sugar Zero going to find Avova, and you're going to be looking at what's remaining, and it ain't much. Nuki and Hoodie. This is ridiculous. The divide as well.
Sugar slipped through spawn as well. Again, they've completely mitigated the risk from this judge.
It was there for so long. Yeah, Nuki's found 1, and there's still a chance this could all fall, but they have so many bodies on the site, and look at that Crow playing the wall perfectly. There's no chance here, there's no shot at it. And the one thing I'll say about Zeta right now is they are playing every round like they have 100% chance in it. I love watching this side play so far. We've seen a really nice bonus round from them, and we've now seen pretty much a very small upgraded amount with a lot of ults behind it coming into play and converting the round.
Absolutely. I mean, the showstopper's available. You could argue Mixwell's a little greedy there. Finds the first opportunity to TP out, and he actually double dips. I don't know if that's just, you know, feeling that It is a thrifty round. There's not an awful lot of equipment to work with, but Zeta absolutely make that work when they had absolutely no right even getting through B main. The setup were there. G2 were ready to greet that very push.
And look at the money on the back of it. Look at that. Shatters the money for G2 so quickly. The way that Zeta are playing this, I can't help but love, because so many teams we see time and time again just kind of not necessarily throwing away thrifties, or, you know, the bonus rounds are just not quite high on the priority list, but watching them play this, they have such intent to it, and you can't help but respect that. And Nuki cares not. He's gone for a walkabout in middle on the timing. Unfortunate for Pro. Does get confirmation, but does he know how close that they've crept?
At least they're going to respect it. I mean, G2 just as deadly in terms of converting thrifty rounds. We know that from EME8. Again, Zeta with his very slow creep. Similar sort of time, and actually G2 going to put the wall up. This is the sort of protocols that, yeah, we've been talking about. That's going to be walking into a 4-man stack here. Zeta, actually, I mean, his window of opportunity closed now.
Yeah. 10's getting punished. Good timing from Hoodie to take that swing on the slow. Looking up above. Hold to hand, has to deliver it eventually. Nothing on the other side, and Zeta maybe feeling like, well, we've walked into a bit of a trap here, boys. This could be pretty problematic.
Depth now to follow through on this, but Nuki again just has to play deep. Mixwell actually now pretty interesting spot here. He's actually going to backstab onto Lance. He finds a second as well. Depth will fall. G2. I mean, I called it just as deadly in a thrifty round. They managed to flip this one back, and somehow, some way, Zeta stumbled. Like I said, that window of opportunity was there for a couple of seconds, but it just passed. I mean, the showstopper gets popped here. There's a slow orb. One of Mixwell's trap goes off. There's no way they can progress through main. So close.
Nice. This
G2 are so good for those crunches, though. Like we said, they post up, they feel nothing in mid, the wall goes up, it doesn't get challenged, nobody's shooting at the wall. They know that they can just gamble stack either way. Unfortunately, G2, they're good gamblers.
They certainly are.
Spike down mid.
And already going to get the first pick here, 10 gone. This mid control that they have been prioritizing is now being battled for. Nuki is not backing down. You do not want to get this man started. Nuki is one of the most dangerous players out there. Depth, though, looking sharp. But the timing too good for Nuki. Not going to give it up. And now just Laz, superstar in the making himself. There's an isolated fight against Avova. And you can see the aim still good. But the spike a mile away. And 3 more enemies for him to locate.
I mean, G2 have a little bit of a buffer converting their previous thrifty, so damage not so important here. And Laz already got his ultimate online, so whether or not he's just going to try and hold on to this or force a couple of repurchases.
Oh.
He's walking into Meadow, and Nuki, though, they're already posted up waiting for this. Nice round. I mean, Nuki popped his ult in the last round. He's already 3 away from another. That's the sort of thing you tilt G2 in a couple of rounds, they bite back immediately. Immediately.
And I think this is what you said at the very start of the game, though, is that they have this capability. And we saw the fact that Zeta have pushed them to that very early on. I think the conversion and the danger in a couple of these rounds that they maybe didn't expect there to be so much danger in has awoken them a little bit. G2 now need to bring a little bit of a higher game plan maybe than, not necessarily they'd expect, but they are being forced into doing it right back to them. Convert those thrifties, be dangerous in every single round.
Could be a turning point as well, because Mixwell now has the operator online. Be him and Avova to hold down a site, and actually looking as if he's going to swing on. He didn't actually spot the cross from 10. We'll respect it. Well, he's a little scarred from that previous thrifty round where he was a little greedy. Doesn't want to give up the operator now.
Ooh, that was a pixel shown. Laz is closing in. Now there is looking up towards heaven as well, though.
Meadow just hesitated with that U-tilt.
How much of a problem can he be from this position?
Laz has timed this to perfection, by the way, on his Toxin.
Meadow, I feel like he knows something's up. He knows there's a chance, right? There's that percentage chance this could happen. I'm seeing the rotation coming in. They're slowly leaning back around towards middle. You can see the spike coming over back towards B.
Well,
Meadow's not liking it.
They have to be paranoid, because this is the first alteration of the Viper setup, right? So they're up to something, surely. Do they clear out backside, though? That's the question.
I feel like you need contact to look at Meadow, though, going for a different angle. He really wants to clear backside, but he's so paranoid about someone waiting, which they are. You can see that Laz is just being a nuisance, being a problem to clear. And if you can facilitate more players coming in like this, game on. And okay, there's the first creep coming through. The ult gets popped. He's waited for this, and there it is. Safe passage towards the site. Meadow no longer has vision, but Hoodie doesn't need it. Spike going down, Mixwell's found depth, and we have 3 standing on the other side for Zeta. What can they do from this position, though? They have the cover, but Hoodie's got the read straight through the Viper's ult. The ult comes in as well, going to disrupt further, make problems for Hoodie, but he's vulnerable. He's looking damage.
Wait, what?
Laz and Crow have just found 2. Crow still standing, doing the damage, doing the dodge, and couldn't make it out of the way of Nookie. Is now Laz in a 1v3, surely not going to happen. One, no more, no more. This is terrifying, Mike. This is terrifying.
It's another round where Zeta have nothing to work. Not even that time, the showstopper. They have nothing but the Viper Spit. And Laz, like I said, he timed that to perfection. It was literally down to the last tick of the Toxin Orb. Gets into backside. You can see how paranoid Meadow is of exactly that. And Zeta still make G2 work for it. Even with the awareness, the possibility that somebody's done exactly what Laz has done.
This game is going to be a good one. I hope we go all 3 now.
I mean,
I really hope we go all 3.
I was talking about bravado from G2. They actually showed a lot of respect to Zeta there, which is something that's very rare with anybody that G2 plays. Again, looking to contest some of this early mid control. Let's see what the next step is here. Hoodie already drifting away towards A site. Again, this default is so deep. It's almost this. Yes, they're not giving anything away, but they're not really creating any pressure towards G2, so they can just run through the motions.
Generally, those motions are allowing them to get those early rotations to the correct places as well. This mid pressure coming out from Nookie's been great for those early reads. You've seen him lingering around in sewers early, kind of hitting it wherever he needs to. But Mixwell's still on this one. Substantially deeper angle. Last time, of course, posted up towards ramp. Looks like he's looking for a new spot as well here. 48 seconds now.
Your trail.
The Seeker's come through. So another point to deal with. They have taken ramp in the meantime. Forced TP out. Mixwell actually tucked towards the site. This could be dangerous. Nookie, though, reads this perfectly. Still gets 1. Still good for 1, but look at this misdirection and the adjustment back. Meadow, he's on the other side. Meadow, I think he's on the other side of this wall. He can still walk through this.
Is the wall broken? The wall's at a bad angle.
Laz might have just saved that. Laz might have just saved Zeta this round just with that 1 pick, because that was so potentially deadly. Spike going down, uncontested, nothing to be seen with that. It's Avova and Mixwell on the way back in, and Avova's first fight is up towards heaven. He succeeds. Laz is now removed, but look at the damage coming through as well. Has to take a second. 65 HP to work back in with. 1 tuck towards backside, still 1 up on the rafters. 2 Avova has to clear this. The timing's gorgeous. Takes down another 2v2 now. Mixwell's still got the operator. It's going to be tough to handle. A quick pop flash, but it's a trade out. And now it dust on Mixwell. How does he try and remove this player? He has to be so quick with it. And the peak, they're not falling for this. And the time gets bought here. The utility coming through so nicely. Mixwell again just being toyed with. The time is dwindling, the shot goes astray, and the round is Zeta's.
What a round. What a crazy... Again, Avova winning a duel that he absolutely shouldn't have. Laz already saved the round in terms of allowing safe passage to site. And again, I think there's actually a little bait and switch there from Mixwell, even just throwing down a couple of footsteps to allow that kill to come in onto depth on rafters.
Yeah.
This was great. Meadow. This is the smallest pocket created by that wall.
No problems, apparently, but they didn't expect Avova being the second string to this, but he's the only one here. 20 seconds, though. They need to start dealing with getting towards that spike on site. I said there weren't many problems, but Avova can be a problem. Laz gets found, and we're down to 13 seconds. They've got to make the move and make it fast. 10 seconds now. TP!
No way,
he gets caught! Sugar Zero pushes forward. 6 seconds now. The spike's on the side, and they've got to get the plant. Rez comes in. They are back on their feet. It's a 3v3. Meadow a little further ahead of the others, so he's got to be careful to not go out on his own. The punishment. Crow's got him dead to rights. And now Mixwell and Hoodie presented the unthinkable. Depp, what are you going to do with this? It's Sugar Zero again. The guy has just got the golden gun right now as Mixwell. I think it's... this is cooked.
I am actually blown away by that, because it's the perfect response, right? The change up of the Viper util towards mid. G2 want to dig a little deeper, and what I say, the timing is perfect for Nuki to start exploring that. You could criticize maybe it's a solo swing. They double swing that, maybe it come out favorably. But Zeta just punished them for it. Sugar, I actually can't believe it's just how quick he is to react to the fact that Avova's going to TP away. Again, you can't fault Avova.
Instant. No, Avova, I don't think Avova did the wrong thing at all.
He knows that pinch is coming from heaven.
Yeah.
You have to read that. What a round from Zeta.
Show me this again. Okay. Again, just imagine this from Sugar Zero's perspective here. Instantly chases it. Instantly on that. He knew exactly what was up. In the meantime, the punish on the rotation. Oh, we've got a game.
Fantastic round from Zeta.
And this is down in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Under the most severe pressure possible. Let's go. These guys, man. How can you not love watching this? Oh, what a game already. 5-5. This is only the first half. Brilliant series here. And again, Mixwell, can you pick yourself back up after a couple of times now? You've been challenged over and over again here.
This is interesting. Whether or not on the back of Mixwell showing a little bit of presence deeper in Garage, if that's the reason we see this adjustment of Laz's utility, whether or not they even want to fight for this. I mean, Meadows immediately drifted away. Mixwell posted up pretty close with the tour de force. Nuki actually got the operator here.
This patience that they're showing.
But this is what I was talking about. Now they can successfully hold aim with these one-ways.
Yes.
The wall comes up in mid. Now G2, I mean, they're going to be feeling like the next 30 seconds or so, they have an absolute stranglehold in terms of the entire map.
I want to see what the plan from Zeta is. If they've got any level of awareness of this, even just noting that, yes, okay, so the one-way can be here, we've got the wall here, we know what's presented to us within this time frame. Now,
problem being, late round here versus tour de force, Mixwell finds one kill, he can literally stop this entire push, but they're going to counter wall mid.
Oh, this. Show us mid, please. The divide comes up, there's the wall, and away we go. Zeta, these guys are just... I'm loving it. It's still got to convert into a round. It's a great idea, but there's still two players on the site, but they're isolated, and Mixwell still stands. He holds firm on one, but a quick trade out. It's not going to be so clean this time. Meadow outdone. Zeta, these guys are unreal. And Hoodie tries to take his time. It ain't clean enough to be able to maybe capitalize on another off the back, but there's two players towards heaven. Spike now down, make it 3. And Depp has to be so careful. Quick pickups for G2 now. Leaving it all to Laz. Surely he gets checked here. Surely it's just par for the course. Nuki is not going to...
No way!
No way!
Oh my god.
Nuki! Heartbreaker. But G2 do get the round, but... Mike, just explain the round back to me. Just again.
The awareness once again, and now I think Zeta are reading into it. This wall goes up, they know that G2 are going to lean away from it. There's nobody policing that. Because they're prioritizing both extremities. It's actually beautiful to watch. Zeta's awareness of exactly where G2 are moving around on the back of no information. So I said this default's so deep.
Early rounds, right? You had Nuki patrolling on that wall, right? In middle. Early couple of rounds. Yep. But now we've seen him leaning over towards that A site. Noted that a couple of rounds now. They've seen that Nuki's been supporting over towards that A site. So they've already identified opportunity, but that's a Nuki special, isn't it?
Laz is just there with everything crossed in the corner. It's like, please don't clear it again.
You've done it once, it's fine. 6-5, we go again. And we now see that one way.
This is exactly what I was talking about here. Laz's utility makes it so difficult to hold. The showstopper's coming through, Lauren.
Oh, can he get out in time? Doesn't quite find the target it wanted, and 10 now just has to push forward, has to try and take that space, but Hoodie's already got depth. Outdone. Ramp is Zeta's, but there's so many players here now. G2 have hit that full rotation, and 10 gets out of there. Too many targets, too much danger, but they left B completely open. And look at them instantly evacuating back towards B.
I'm not sure if they feel as if G2 are just going to kind of sit tight for the time being, or whether or not I'm looking... I mean, Laz is 2 off his ult. Potential here to retrieve the orb, maybe, but there's a deep trap from Mixwell. And he's posted with the operator. They're going to be shift walking this. He's rewarded with all.
Has to be his moment to lock this down, though. How much more can they do with 3? And the right call from G2 there to hit that rotation when they did. Because the temptation maybe to linger around longer if they just hit the brakes. But no, that was a really nice mid-round call coming out. Looking for another adjustment.
He blinded him off shooting the trap. That's unlucky.
Very unlucky. Up through ropes seems the next option, but look at this. Hoodie is patrolling it. He hears so many players. 1, 2, make it 3. No, not today. And it is going to be closed out in the end by Meadow, but 7-5. Mike, what a half.
That's one of the most excruciating defensive half victories I've seen on Split in a while. I mean, Zeta just demonstrated a fantastic
half now. Beckoning, we are at 7-5, and I think the point coming up on the desk was actually quite valid that, yes, we've seen a good half from Zeta here, but now it has to translate into this side, which can be an issue.
For sure. I mean, I think it's fair to say as well, though, G2 have had flaky performances in terms of their attacking halves on Split as well.
Yes.
So that's definitely a consideration to make. Mixwell, as he does go for a little poke into Mail. Not rewarded for it just yet. Ball coming up pretty late in mid as well. I think Mixwell's going to try and deal with that, or at least plant the seed that are still stacked behind us. G2 are actually leaning toward the 4-man piece in towards B site, though.
Okay, let's see what Sugar Zero can do. Any potential damage? I assume he gets checked quickly. Oh, he's done well enough to get one, at least with the Frenzy unleashing. But a quick, good trade for G2. This could be even a third here. Crow does at least do a little bit of damage in the meantime, but it's all essentially favourable trades for G2, leaving 3 standing. The spike to be picked back up. And 10 did manage to drop down unnoted so far. So a little bit of wiggle room. Tries to clear close. Boombot goes in. G2 in good enough post plants here. Oh, the Loba's just been destroyed, apparently. Mixwell. Better keep those hands feeling safe here. Crow's been given a chance!
Oh, he ran out of bullets. He actually ran out of bullets.
What is this game? How did it come to that?
Was everybody just watching the Boombot drift towards Avova? Just
Big chillin'.
By the way, it's coming. Yeah, I've got my headhunter out. I'm not shooting it. Again, Sugar Zero with the frenzy here. There's a real chance he actually gets the second.
I thought he could have maybe got another nice spacing there from G2 to at least make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, we even called this was just stat. Yeah.
Mixwell didn't even look at him.
Mixwell was not
if he
in
dies,
the slightest bit concerned.
Look, as long as you get the round,
hey,
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. No panic at all in a 1v1.
They found my trap.
Back towards middle. G2 instantly going to try and go for control, and again, any damage would be a bonus here, but Zeta bring almost nothing into this round.
Mixwell again, the front line for G2 in terms of this mid push early on. Zeta just kind of doing laps right now. They're headed over towards A. They're headed back as 5 towards B. And just classics to work with. The same, pretty much cut and paste, execute onto B site here for G2.
Okay, sights there's the pop flash and the TP away, and actually they're being a nuisance. Nuki quick to react though, and Avova quick to try and farm it up. Gets punished, good trades again. Zeta, any damage is golden here. Now Laz can't get any more done. Kept safe in the end, 3 stand, they get across the line. It felt dicey though.
Where was the... There was a Phantom in play. Nuki's got it. I was just saying, I was just waiting for the UI to update. I was like, I hope they can get behind the wall and get that Phantom, but do manage to retrieve it. This Mixwell, I mean, 3 away from the tour, of course, but it's one you maybe look towards here when G2 did suffer a few casualties. I mean, with what he's been doing in the early round, he can literally do the same with the Headhunter, so not too concerned about that. But leading the pack for G2, 14-8. You can find some more success here on attack. G2 knocking on the door of double digits already.
Absolutely.
An opportunity here to, again, completely reset Zeta's economy. Mixwell again poking for this first blood.
I really like it. I guess another great use for Chamber, the capability to get away quickly. You can go for that almost overzealous attempt and then get away scot-free. However, Zeta do have the substantially stronger purchase here. Again, Boombot, not again. Laz this time, he's okay though. And on the other side, there is still Nuki with the rifle. So keep that in mind. This isn't a completely toothless purchase, but it is a little weaker. All trying to be handled. And Zeta being patient. And they have to be here. G2 trying to test the waters in middle.
So the
That works.
next step is, yeah, getting another trap burnt to just confirm Laz's presence at least.
But look, on an island on the other side is 10 though.
I mean, he's primed with the paint shell, but actually spammed off the corner. I mean, he's not going to be able to put it in towards the orb.
They're so close up ramp as well. This is such a dangerous way Zeta are playing. G2 were a second away from having such an advantage, but the guillotine comes down!
One enemy remaining.
Dep!
And they know exactly where Mixwell is.
Gorgeous! Gorgeous work! He went for it all himself, gets punished in the end. Mixwell, yes, he's recovered a rifle. Maybe there's some hope for him to do a bit of damage, but with only 12 seconds, that's about all he can achieve. He's now surrounded, shut down. Zeta, lovely round as Dep. What a performance.
They only lose one. A massive tick in the box here in terms of a
Anyone have any splits?
boost the economy. See how G2 sit. Shouldn't be looking too rough, that's for sure. But what a round from Dep. The first two line up for him, but over a Meadow as well. Meadow going for a cheeky run and gun with a Spectre. Again, just, it's the reaction from Zeta. The flash coming through just to make sure that Dep can at least find the third and fourth kill. Really good stuff from them. Mixwell actually won off the tour de force. I didn't spot that in the previous, but a Guardian coming through for Hoodie, and not an awful lot left behind this purchase. An opportunity here for Zeta to close the gap.
And that's the essential part of this round now. Laz was noted several times in the previous round, and you can see the priority list of him is now so much higher, but Avova's gone for the just mark your man sort of play here, pushes himself up towards ropes. And Laz is just on the other side of this.
I was going to say that smoke's about to drop. I didn't. Yeah, interesting. I'm sure if Laz thought he was going to have a favourable peak there. All will be dealt with pretty quickly. If Dep finds a kill, he's got the res, but it's on the other side of rope, so...
He's got an army in front of you, but maybe he can take the ball down again! This guy is unreal! The pinch is coming in, he seems all too aware of that. Backs away slightly, Avova now left to his own devices, all isolated, looking lonely. And he can't quite get to his teammates, but he can cause a problem. A 3v4, numbers still favourable towards Zeta, but the timing not quite there. TP time, trying to get out of danger, get over towards the other side. And the right choice to be made, safe point to be had.
This is rough now, but Dep can use the res. He has to come back through ropes. He can get Les back up, and they'll have the Viper util. I mean, if they can get ahead of the curve here, cut Meadow off, I mean, Avova's already going hunting.
And Avova has to, though. He has to buy time to allow for Meadow to get a little bit close. That's
Avova!
it! That's the money from Avova! I told you this guy has clutch potential every single day of the week, and now a 2v2. He's made this so much more feasible. This was a tragedy in the making. And Laz gets the timing right. Meadow trying to find one on the way through, but Dep, he just stays alive. Just about keeps his health up. And now with the clock ticking, it's all about timing. Meadow says, screw it, I'm going to try and get through towards that player who's trying to defuse. Gets off the fight. Gorgeous work, Meadow! The timing! I think Meadow might just have done enough here, buying the time, playing them at their own game. And yeah, sure, the kill comes in, but what a round.
It's so back and forth between these two teams right now. I mean, Zeta do everything right to hold on to be heaven, but G2 flip a 2v4.
Avova, him pushing deeper in CT is huge for them. Like, even this, like, it was like an army in between him and that potential res, and they just,
I mean,
that's cool.
The bait is perfect off this boombot, by the way.
Unreal.
Again, Crow and 10 almost seemingly aware of the possibility still, but Avova punishes them. Ice cold as well. Not even breaking a sweat. I was.
Yeah. I've just been pacing.
I mean, like I said, that the wall was actually perfect to cut Meadow off in main there, but it caused so many problems.
G2, man, scrappy as ever. Things you love to see between these two teams. 10-6. If you're just tuning in, you have missed a belting couple of rounds coming into this. One worth to watch again, catch up on. But it's only getting started.
Is it a response now is, yeah, give Laz a second player. Because G2 are pressuring so hard towards mid. Not necessarily following through on it, but initially here.
Well, Mixwell, right? Like, how many times have we seen him go for this? And he's 2 with the ult this time.
Now three people just staring. The Rolling Thunder actually going to get posted towards Sugar on B site.
But he can punish rotations.
I mean, they closed the gap already. They're going to stun up Mixwell at bottom mid. But it's a 2-for-1 elsewhere.
Yeah, they're just desperate to try and get players across. Mixwell was almost posted into this position, try to hold them on the way through, but they've done well enough to get to this point. But you're right, they still have so much to handle on the site itself. 3 players well set up, and there's a time limit.
Meadow.
Yeah, just caught out straight away. No sweat on that one. You see Mixwell going back around. Needs to rejoin the forces. 10!
No way!
Oh, it's surely 2! Only gets 1 6 HP! How's Hoodie alive? A slither of health for Crow. Crow's close the gap already! Mixwell now with a 1v1! He has to push him! Crow!
Oh
He falls!
my god!
Mixwell holds his ground! And gets the round!
If you are not doing well, keep trying.
I need to check the damage on the showstopper.
It had to be, it was 6 HP!
That looked like it was 2 every day of the week. The problem was I was looking at it hit. Oh my god.
Ow!
Oh my god.
Rito, please. How have you done this to them?
I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, the wall's up. If they find both kills on site, Mixwell's blocked off. He's got the tour de force, but he's cut away from sight.
Sick, Oscar.
11-6.
And the purchase gets scrappier for Zeta. Look at it. A dirty bucky in the midst.
You never want a dirty bucky.
No, you never want a dirty bucky.
Oh, it's the worst kind. Laz on the other side this time tries to just get out of ropes. Doesn't like it in there anymore.
Needs some breathing space.
Oh, quick trade. I thought he could have maybe got the rifle away, maybe just scurried it through, but you're not fighting alone. Depp's still there. Crow's still there.
I mean, Rez Online, 10 still has his paint shell here, so if you can go for this Rez, they're actually going to try and get the... Trying to go for the weapon. Punished by that, Depp will fall, and the wall broken as well. Sugar 0. Pushing through with the bucky. Zeke's invested as well. This is interesting here from Zeta. Again, no round is lost in their eyes.
There is never a round there's not a chance in. The timing on this could be everything.
You will not kill my ally.
It looks like they've managed to at least evade a lot of those dangerous angles, but there is still a threat, at least of 10. I wonder how much he can get done from this though. Crow tries to get a little bit of attention on the cross, gives a couple more seconds into the pocket of 10. Cross comes in, spots one, sees him in CT, looks to pull the trigger, gets punished. Not clean enough, and Nookie on clean-up duty. This is 12, could be beckoning here. Spamming the smoke, but we know where Sugar 0 is.
10 seconds
Great
left.
pick up on the first, but the rest is very, very hard to achieve.
Gun here.
Just get a little upgrade here, but yeah, Meadow already split away from the rest of G2. Should be able to either catch this cross or be last piece of the puzzle. There you go. We'll find Sugar. Again, I actually thought 10 was going to drift across towards mid to potentially punish that Rez.
Match point.
But G2 now find themselves on map point. Zeta, opportunity to buy back in here. I mean, Depp's actually only going to have a Guardian to work with. Who else? No real gaps in utility. No boombot on 10, actually. G2 looking pretty comfortable now. Yep. Showstopper online as well. And actually an opportunity here to dial up the pressure.
Oh, yes, they should. See how they come into this one again. Mid control high on the priority, and Nookie unleashing. Gets shot in the back and gets put to bed as Sugar 0 is still going to be standing and trying to actually push a little further forward. I quite like that. Now, yes, we did see a player kind of filling that void before, but not going to expect it, and actually going to hold a lot of space towards middle. Ult over towards the B site. Thank you, observers. Always quicker than me on it. And now 5 still standing for Zeta here. Oh, they're really trying to prioritize middle this time. They want to fight on it.
Well, I mean, this is G2 time and time again. Zeta are actually trying to challenge these early round protocols. Yes. I mean, trading back and forth, sure, but I don't want to see Zeta give away too much here. I mean, they can potentially lean a little heavier elsewhere on the map with that Viper's Pit towards B main, so Mixwell going to catch some crucial information on the back of this wall, and actually should have good timing to get behind it. Over though, straight up into the smoke, we'll find Depp.
He's trying to just peel away into a nasty position to clear as well. Flash comes in, Crow gets punished off the back of it. Meadow now going to take that space, but Sugar 0's waiting!
Sugar!
Looking real sweet with it. Backs away, going to outdo Mixwell as well. The guy is just feeling that timing just right. Unfathomable presence from him. And there's still life. There's still rounds to be played out.
Wow. What a clutch from Sugar. Just absolutely stops G2 in their tracks. And the hit looks really good from G2, honestly. Yep. This is initially where we saw Nookie a little ahead of the curve. We were saying they could opt for a little bit of a pace change here, but Sugar absolutely puts them down. A big sigh of relief.
Beautiful.
They cling to life just yet on split. Actually going to force the timeout, yep.
That's another tick in the box, right? Because you've got G2 now going, all right, let's not get complacent. Let's not kind of forget the amount of danger this team can create. Now, of course, G2 have been in the driving seat this half, though. I think that's quite clear to see, sitting at 12. And they've looked quite solid in how they've been approaching it. But there has been danger. This is the first time we've seen that mid-fight now being challenged.
Stark contrast there between the coaches.
Love the music.
Yeah, lighten the mood a little bit. Yeah. We're on map point. Yeah. This one's making it in the highlights, isn't it?
Beautiful moves, mate.
But whether or not, I say that pace change, again, now that Zeta are so conditioned to want to stop G2's kind of freedom of movement almost, at least towards mid, and at least relieve some of that pressure towards Laz.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not G2's answer is to then dig a little deeper, stack a couple more bodies behind it. There was just a paranoia with Nuki Gunner, whether or not the showstopper was the end result there, but he's not able to close the gap quick enough. Be a rifle thrown in the mix here for Nuki. I mean, he's got the credits anyway to back this up.
Yeah, why not? You're buying down to the same amount as everyone else. Keep the economy even. And the hero rifle in his hands can do a lot. And we see what the adjustments are across the board. May not see it in full effect, this round at least, but when we get that full purchase coming in.
Well, Laz still has no fear whatsoever. He hears the TP, he's like, I'm swinging it.
He's been given the hardest role in this half at least. Right now is just dealing with this constantly. And yeah, Depp's been doing somewhat of a similar thing, but you can see the amount of attention and the amount of priority they put towards clearing that position. But this is different from G2, but again, they are working with sheriffs. Just that one rifle, of course. Looking for maybe a little burst. Gorgeous flash.
Perfectly
Timing's
timed,
great.
yeah.
That's an instant information finder. You can maybe consider moving Laz over now if you want to draw the attention in. TP coming through.
They're giving this up. Again, they're respecting the showstopper. They know that ultimately they have the inventory advantage coming back in, especially after the showstopper's burnt up.
Good read. And Nuki's still your danger man. So he leans towards CT to try and make the difference. He's got support though. He's not alone. He will not stand alone, but Mixwell falls. So Nuki has to back away, but he takes one with him at least. That's Sugar Zero gone, who's been impactful to say the very least.
Good Meadow as well, this late mid-lurk as well. Nuki would deal with the Trailblazer.
Look, Nuki's just taken all of that space.
Yeah.
He wants to be the one to challenge everyone. And I said it, this man with a hero rifle can do hero-like things. And Nuki might be doing it all for G2. Unreal way to close it down in map 1. Of the work cut out here.
They do, and really I just want to touch on the compositions quickly. Still keeping this Astro, the double controller, which you know the desk just leaned on. I want to see a couple more traps set up. For the way that G2 were playing, and Zeta's ability to address in terms of, I guess, just fighting fire with fire, right? They were looking to challenge some of this early pressure in mid. I want to see them make use of a couple of very, very key traps. I mean, specifically towards Short and Hooker, maybe even Showers, but looking like actually they might look for some very deep short control here. Depth straight down. Fight two.
Let's go. Okay, we're off to a fiery start here. I guess that's one way to do it. Just instantly put G2 on the back foot. Nuki still stands, but not for long. You got 3 players to fight. The pistol round looking heavily likely as those frenzies. What on earth? Hoodie! How did you just get 3? Well, I guess it's fine. They were fine all along.
I just... They line up perfectly. It's heartbreaking to see Zeta lose 3 in that manner, but now Laz and Sugar left to try and recover this, and Meadow...
The audacity. The audacity just pushes back in. Okay, well, I thought Zeta had done enough.
That's how you win a 2v5, I guess. Again, the timing is absolutely devastating for them. A nice little set piece down, like I said, really looks like they just want to take absolute control of this. This is the lineup.
Bad. Oh, it was pretty atrocious.
It was pretty bad.
Okay, like from the other POV, I thought they were like relatively okay on the swing around, but apparently not. Well,
that's a tilter.
Map 2,
That's a tilter as well.
That was the start that they dreamed of, right? That would have been perfect. Now, correct stack, but we know the weapons they come in with. So you're hoping for the best. And already. You can see utility just poured in. Good flashes though. Avova's blind, but Mixwell safe in keeping them under control. It's down to Sugar 0. Gonna get 1, but that's about it. Quick round 2. No messing here from G2.
Let's see how many. Yeah, so Mixwell 2 off the tour de force already. Potential for that to be online in this round or the next. Just going to throw through and maybe just run the Headhunter here. And whether or not that's just to build up a little bit of a buffer here and rely on that tour de force, whether or not they make a play for the orbs here. We're really looking for Zeta to close this one out, coming in with a full bite. G2 actually, I mean, really comfortable in terms of the next purchase. And that's with 2 rifles in this round. 3 if you include the Guardian.
Look at the pace again. Nuki just happy to go. Unleashing. There's a lot of players here though. Gonna get caught by 10. Sorry, Nuki's gonna stay in hand, at least for now for Zeta, but look at what they've lost in the meantime. But he's taking the space over towards Long, but he's caught in between both of them. Barrel's shown. Mitchell knows his players here. Prepared for one, couldn't convert on the second. Trade comes out. The numbers still sit favorably towards Zeta.
Player standing.
Just tucked into the corner. That spike revealed.
B.
Meadow, last man standing with the Guardian, just spots the rifle. Deal with Crow. I mean, anybody else falls from Zeta here, it's a little concerning.
And concern, because he's on 82 HP. Yes, spammed out a little lower now, but a 1v2, it's not impossible. He's got 50 seconds still to toy around with. Yeah, the spike's position's not great, but he knows where these 2 players reside. A little bit of utility as well, could facilitate the drop. See what he can do with this. They're waiting on the other side, gonna hear the drop. They've got to know what's up. Doesn't get the clean fight he wanted, and Depth does well, but you're right. After what was looking quite like a clean round there for Zeta, actually gets brought down to just 2 remaining.
Again, early intention shown from Zeta here in terms of challenging this hooker control as well. You see straight away G2, I mean, they're eager to just find something off on the back of Nuki rolling through, but the awareness there, that kill in particular on Hoodie after he did drift through Long. Yeah, much calmer in the comms now. Sounding a bit more composed. We'll see what G2. Now, I mean, it's looking like B is the target once again.
Let's play.
Mixwell did actually get the tour de force available, so put that to work here.
Exchange of utility on either side, but you can see already the respect being shown. Pro's going to fall back a little, keep putting utility in, but he knows where they're coming from. They need to hit this rotation and relatively quick. Still have a player towards Suka though, so they've not completely lost control, but they've shown presence. They've hit the brakes for a second.
Still around, it's just Laz to contest Nuki. Also, the ping's coming through already.
What a
see
fight.
that.
I've got your train.
Okay. After that pause for thought, they're going to invest the Seekers, but they still yet to rework off the back of it just now. Mixwell going to lead the charge. Nuki still being held away for a moment more. As the first fight happens towards Elbow, and it's a shutdown, it's a shutout. Yeah, Meadow still standing. Oh my word, that snap!
Spike down B.
Sharp! But it matters not, as now it's just Nuki. And maybe I should never say just Nuki, as we saw what that one rifle could do in the final round of the last map, but this would be a challenge. Tucked just under that balcony ledge. Certainly no Romeo and Juliet at this point, but Nuki desperate to try and get into this. Goes for the first, closes the gap, gets the kill, and now on 1v2, surely not to be, as Crow finds it. And again, it's not clean from Zeta, but it is a round. Tied up now at 2-2.
I mean, that's actually a great hold from Zeta. Again, you can see it's so risky to just leave one person, because there's always the possibility that G2 are going to stack up and just death ball into either Garden or Hooker. Great pacing shown by Nuki, but I think just misses the timing in terms of when this contact comes towards Long. He's not really forced Laz any further back. G2 will be reset a little bit. Actually, this is almost the one where you'd hope Mixwell would have had the tour de force. We'll throw a rifle in the mix. Full armor as well, actually, so probably going to be the front man. Zeta, a massive adjustment here. Because it's an A stack with 4. I feel like they just spin the wheel here at this point. Laz is the only one towards B site. No pressure coming through towards Hooker. Meadow going to show a little bit of presence towards short. But again, still 3 people here to hold it down.
I was going to say, they're probably going to feel the lack of presence from Crow's utility, but feel the presence of that pistol in the hand. Going to take Crow down, but still favourable to Zeta with those weapons. It was clear close. reveals Dep's position. Slow comes in. Laz now turns attention as well. Buying a little bit of time. Smoke goes deep CT. But again, Zeta holding for a couple more seconds. And the grand reveal spots them out, spots out a second. Oh, it's target practice right now! And Dep wins it all. Gorgeous, gorgeous shots coming out from Zeta. And we've said these guys can brawl, right? They are aim heavy. They are firepower heavy at times. We hadn't seen that completely. We saw, you know, a lot of glimmers of it in the last map. But this, again, is just a stark reminder of the caliber of these two teams.
And again, actually the replay starts with Nuki hitting a really crisp shot on the jump peak here, but Dep binds him up. Great discipline just to commit to the taps there. Closes them out once again. Another B-site hold, which, again, I don't want to say it's concerning for G2, but to be shut out comfortably a couple of times here may force them to explore elsewhere on the map. And again, they haven't really learned an awful lot in terms of the setup of Zeta on A site. Looks like this might be the round that try and figure something out.
First time they get to see this look, and we know how notorious it can be. Mixwell gonna facilitate the trade coming in, taking down Dep. And Sugar Zero still gonna hold control towards Lamps. 10 deep control as well towards CT and a quick execution of Over.
Quite overstep, to be honest.
Again, actually pop the ult. Nuki right back at him.
Some more gymnastics from Nuki to avoid the showstopper here.
Ridiculous.
See what he can do in this position.
I mean, he's got to become the turret, right? He's trying to hold the line for them. He's trying to allow that plant to come in, create a little bit of safety, because they obviously don't have Lamps control right now. They have a very limited slice of the map.
Good awareness from G2 not to force their way into that as well.
Yeah.
There's a judge on the other side. Exactly, yeah.
Cutting this site almost in a new way.
Laz has got past the traps, though, so keep your eye on the minimap if that late flank does become a problem.
The timing on this is going to have to be right down to the wire. They want to try and make the most of it. That's perfect, though. Finding Nuki, but there is a quick trade. Hoodie gets caught, though. Timing not good enough. Mixwell quickly catches as they try and make their way through, and Mixwell with a follow-up. And now do they dare expect it? He just got him!
There's no time. Oh. Reads the sound cue perfectly, though.
Oh, man.
Again, it's tough for Laz because ultimately when those kills come through on site, he then has to put his foot down. He has to go. Poor decides to stay. Now, do G2 read the change in utility here? See a couple of bits of Astro utility popped outside Shower as well. So whether or not this is going to be an all-out hold or got the snake bite to back this up as well.
Fourth of the utility. Sugar Zero not quite giving away the game yet either. Cards close to the chest. And Shower will remain in control now. Bova's going to hit that TP. Gets himself up towards heaven. Now this bodes poorly for Zeta as they got two players stuck in towards the Shower and the rotation could be potentially now cut off. Looking isolated in the ult even to allow the cross with the spike. This is tough for Zeta. An early read towards where 10's position could be, and wow, super quick from 10.
Doesn't pull Nuki off Showers though. That's important because Sugar's still posted up. Laz, still aware of the possibility of Over stuck there, and actually they come through to try and clear it. What? Is that one passed?
He has no idea. Oh my God! Hoodie turns around and still gets the other. I don't think he saw him. I don't think he saw him on the cross. And now Dep is in the weirdest spot here to try and handle it. Traded out by Crow. Seeker's come through, Hoodie left in a 1v2. High flash came out from Crow on the other side, but doesn't find what they want. Spike now recovered. 8 seconds for the flash to be back, but he wants that spike down. He wants at least the time on his side. Now the flash came through, did not find anything. Allows that first step towards this retake. Flash to hand now for Hoodie. Repositioned to be able to catch this cross. Harder to clear and no flashes to do so. His body's on the line. He's going to find one in the spacing. Not good enough for a quick trade out. It's now a bit labored on the spray, but Hoodie does well. And I do not know how he got into Showers like that.
The Red Bull clutch from Hoodie. The timing on that flash is crazy. I'm not sure if we're going to have the benefit of a replay here, but Laz tucks into the corner just to avoid that angle from Heaven. ZK doesn't clear it. Again, it doesn't end up biting them. What a round from Hoodie, though. That's actually crazy timing for Laz. But the awareness from Zeta as well to still hold on to that setup. The awareness to still be cautious of Heaven. They don't drift out of Showers. They absolutely double down on that control.
Yeah, rightly so. We look in now what purchase is going to be left for Zeta. It's not ideal. 2 rifles. Stinger coming out for Sugar Zero and odds and ends. And on the other side, good enough, but not perfect either. And a quick take towards Hookah. A little bit of a switch up here, a little bit of a different look, but 3 players making their way through from Shower. You can see that instant crunch towards Meadow. So backline now looking a little vulnerable for G2. They have to be aware of this. There's a time limit on what they can do here.
That's even more concerning. Sugar Zero will find another kill. 10 now, still with a boombot. Who's got a teammate on hand here? Are they going to wrap him?
I think they were expecting that potentially Zeta kept pushing around, going almost in towards G2 side. They didn't expect him here, and they didn't expect that shot. Oh, he gets another! Unreal performance, but Hoodie, can you do it again? You don't fancy it with this sort of walk coming in, not going to happen. Laz is waiting, and Zeta are always dangerous.
I mean, I called it. This is exactly what I want to see from Zeta. They find a little...
How do those adjustments coming back in look? How's the coaching looking? Does it seem that they have the correct answers, even in mid-rounds as well? A lot of question marks still around G2, but obviously you have to respect the results they've garnered recently. Back into this, though, we're at 4-4.
And Zeta will look to control Showers early on here. Mixwell with the tour de force, going to try and find something. Hoodie elsewhere with a Marshall. But the Viper's Pit invested here actually to cover both sides of entry onto B's site. It does give them control of, I guess, the hooker dropout and towards Garden, but Looky again investing a hero rifle here. We know how influential that was in the closing out of map 1.
There.
And G2 doing exactly what I said. They're slowing things down just a little bit. But this round, Zeta, I mean, reading the purchase pretty well. They don't want to overstep the mark. Give away a freebie here. I mean, look at this. There's 45 seconds left. They're just now coming back towards A. No information whatsoever.
No.
And Zeta can just tuck in.
Yeah, there's still explosive potential, though, with G2, so... And everything we say...
Nice!
Real quick, just stuck around living in that second between death and life and took one with him.
30 seconds left.
Mixwell has taken the space back. Boombot dealt with, unfazed by it. Oh, Hoodie, what a shot. Sugar Zero gone, and there's now danger. Plenty of Mixwell. He ain't stopped. He slowly crept to the back line here. But you can see on the other side, it's not without consideration from Depp, but Mixwell is holding this. 12 seconds, they need to get that plant down.
10 seconds left.
Oh, that's unthinkable almost. Now they don't have shower control. Keep that in mind for G2. They have not worked that part out yet. And they don't have the depth of the weapons, but they have the
No way. Avova just TP'd into heaven.
He's a madman. He's taken down Depp and he's taken the space. CT is not safe for Zeta to play back in from. They need the other side of this to find value. 10 though, looking to find Mixwell, who's still got that ult popped. Still waiting on the other side. Flash comes in. Don't make the most of it yet. Spots the barrel, spots the player, gets the kill. Slows down Crow, and they're struggling. They can't find a way back into this. Zeta have been outdone on this G2, looking sharp. That's at least going to get maybe a consolation in it, as this is looking like it's wrapped. The time ain't going to have it. And Laz, yeah, you can do the damage, but the round will be G2's.
G2 and Thrifties, man. Again, it looks so comfortable sometimes for them. Put this round out. I mean, Avova taking a leaf out of Marv's book here in the TikTok case, but how he's got away with that team. What is this? What is this?
Come on.
Again, Mixwell able to actually create so much space. The timing was almost, I mean, you just have to close your eyes. That was almost so painful. Didn't result in a kill, though. Luckily able to back away and still make use of that tour de force. G2 strike back now.
Ooh, I like this aggressive play. Tried to make it work. There was an exchange. Trade back and forth and quick control re-garnered by 10, and he expected the push up of Mixwell. Gets shattered. There's now 3 stand for G2. That early trade out of players. Yes, it takes Crow away, but still.
And this is a big win, though, because we talked about this being attempted in a previous round. This time they're rewarded for it. Early advantage here in terms of numbers. Actually, Avova and Meadow trying to find space elsewhere. I'm not sure if Hoodie's even noted yet. I didn't keep my eye on. He's burnt up a flash. The second one back off cooldown
I've
now.
got your trail.
And the Seekers will be invested on B, but not going to learn an awful lot with the placement invested. And already Zeta have got 3 towards A site.
They heard Meadow spamming like not too long ago.
Hey, look where 10 is.
That fussed, and the spike is down in the back lines. He might spot that. I don't think he noted the spike. I don't think he went too far. Yeah, but does he hear a step? No, Hoodie's taken his time. He is shift walking the entire way. But he's going to be right in between, like, no man's land. This is a really weird position. Surely, if he just holds this spot, he's going to have such late round impact. He's surely going to spot a player. He does. There it is. 10
hears this now. He
hears it. There's the steps. Now he knows. You can see the call, but he doesn't need support. He's got this all himself. Swings for the fight, and he gets a over as well. Zeta are digging their heels in.
That? He finds an ace, Lauren. And again, it's off this early push out of Hooker. They
little pop flash.
Yeah, they catch G2. G2 weren't here last time that Zeta tried this. Actually, I think Nuki's playing full anti-flash here. Still the awareness of the possibility. And Mixer, unfortunately, I mean, tries to catch him in the slow. What a round from 10, man.
Beautiful work.
Let's just say, yeah, I'm going for it.
I want it. Go for it. What a performance.
Him and Depp, man. Look at 15 and 7, 13 and 6.
And look, I've seen the Laz show. I've seen the Sugar Zero show. I'm glad I get to see a little bit more, right? A little bit of everyone else showing how good these guys are. They're pushing G2 on what is their stronghold. I can't reiterate that enough to you. Already, Depp. Gonna find Mixwell. Good start. Mixwell probably trying to find that time again, find that space again. Gets punished for it.
I'm really curious to see actually the first blood counter here, because that's the cornerstone of G2's success here is early advantages and then, like I said, bullying their way onto sites. On here, Zeta already found 3 kills. Mixwell the first to fall. Nuki and Avova, I mean, Avova and 6 HP left in this one. Nuki again with a rifle in hand. One away from the showstopper here. I don't expect it to be invested in this round, but...
Enemy remaining.
Avova now, that 6 HP looking even more uncomfortable.
You came up with a nice new name for the boombot, Mike. Do you want to share that with the people at home?
There's absolutely no evidence that
don't turn it over.
No.
You have Tommy the Turret written down. And
Barry Boombot.
Barry Boombot. Big buzzer. Well, let's see what Barry can do going forward, shall we?
Barry has been pivotal in terms of G2's ability to contest Hooker early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really has.
Really. 6-5, what a game. And this could open... I know this sounds bad, but I want to see that third map. Like, I just want to see Icebox.
That's a good
Please.
Yeah, I mean, we come back to that discussion earlier. As actually G2 going to dial up the pace a little bit here. 10 with an operator looking to hold back sound. And the showstopper here. Barry's going to trade off.
No shot!
What?
How does this happen?
10 down to 22 HP.
Still standing. Still standing, still firing, and still holding back G2. They almost got baited into it. Temptation beckoned, and they answered the call, and they merely found 10 on the other side. Still alive and kicking. And this looks like it could be 7-5. I'm just seeing 3 players. We've got Mixwell, Hoodie, and Meadow, and they don't have much like early progress anywhere now. They lost out on that shower fight. They weren't able to take much space back elsewhere, but eyes on the spike. It's over towards B for now.
Toxin screen down.
10 will hear that sound cue. But already this rotation coming towards B side. Viper's Pit invested, but G2 going to drift back towards 8. It's going to be 10 and Crow to hold down the fort. Trailblazers should give it away.
There it is, and instantly they pick up the pace, trying to close the gap. 10 though, how much more can you do? The master of disaster at the start, and he wants a little bit more here. Here's all these steps.
30 seconds left.
It's happening. They're taking the sight away from him, but he's still waiting around on the other side. A little bit of utility invested, but surely he knows it's on guarding that spike plant. Flash comes in. It was a fake flash, but he's still unable to make the most of it. Mixwell takes him down. Rez comes in. 10's back up. Can they make the most of him with a second life? No trade-off back. Actually, tell a lie. Sugar Zero found Meadow in the meantime, and now 2. Mixwell and Hoodie make it just Hoodie, and he's a mile away, and he can't even see that spike. The diffuser's coming in. No matter which way you cut it, it's going to be 7-5.
What a recovery from Zeta. Honestly, the adjustment perfect. And actually, on the other side of that, G2's adjustment really not suiting them. When they were forced into a deeper default, a more traditional setup in the early round, and they couldn't bully their way in terms of territory control. Nice attempt nonetheless.
And G2 have a good land nice, which is important.
And that is crucial, yeah.
Nice. I did his Zetas earlier, actually quite decent too.
Okay.
I was impressed. Essential, obviously,
yeah.
At this level of play. Coming into this though, we do see the two frenzies, so 10 and Sugar Zero, the kind of ones to pack a punch, and Depp as well. Slightly upgraded pistol. Mixwell though starting to go farming! Mixwell getting that confidence looking sky high. He wants to find the rest here, but you don't want to make mistakes. Easy, Tiger. Meadow's just going to be like, alright bud, relax.
Mixwell's like, let me get the tour de force, let me get it.
Just hit the brakes for a second, you're good, we're fine.
One enemy
We're
remaining.
fine. There it is. Nuki just going to shut
Down A.
any of the possibilities out of this round. And again, Mixwell is just charging it. He wants to get that online, but Hoodie is who wants to claim the final kill. We are back all even now. 7-7. G2 closed the gap instantly.
Semi-expected, we'll see what Zeta could do here and there. Buy round, whether or not G2 can make this interesting. Again, a very comfortable buffer behind it. Actually, Mixwell 2 off the tour de force. Elsewhere, no real progress. And Zeta, going to set up fairly default. In Viper, wall committed towards A site at least. You see the ping actually coming out immediately here from G2 just to be aware of it. Nuki again, going to challenge outside hookup. Trade off for utility just now, but nothing really gained on either side.
But I do like how Nuki's approaching this so far. It's almost that kind of like peacocking style of like just constant showing of presence. If he gets even one out of this, that's pretty great. On the other side, timing could be right. Nah, not going to get away with it. Two very aware players waiting in middle. Gets the punish, and they can hit the brakes for a second here. That's an early pick.
You can see as well, though, Sugar's utility is actually set up to stop Nuki from getting back out, at least safely. He's obviously got the blast packs, but you see the intention there to crunch through. Sugar will actually recall.
Right there.
And no pressure towards A side just yet, and that trap's important in terms of Over and Meadow just not feeling any pressure just yet. And Hoodie's still playing pretty deep on this well. 45 seconds left. Zeta have to re-explore a couple of these angles. Nothing on the back of the flash. That could pull a rotation.
Well, Mixwell's leaving.
Yeah, yeah.
And rightly so. If you've got no information at like 40 seconds on a flash towards long like that, you're going to believe, you're going to put faith behind that. And so little info shown. Hoodie!
Wait, what?
Is his wrist okay? Someone look after him! I don't know how he just pulled those 2 kills off. Snaps back, but the site is theirs. But it's only 3 of them now. They need to get that spike planted and put up the walls of defense here if you want to see them convert it.
That's all 3. They would have heard all 3 TPs.
They've heard the TPs now. Spike down is for a safe enough plant here. The post plants are important. It's deep in towards CT and on towards elbow. Laz might get the first fight on this, but look at the backside. There's not much safety here. Smoke in towards elbow and the cross and the drop looking pretty safe unless someone takes a high risk maneuver, and it looks like they want to try and maybe make that aggress now. Closing in towards the site, but they don't know where these players reside. There's so much utility on the battlefield right now. Meadow tries to step forward. It's a trade out of overtaking 10 down, but there's Mixwell still standing. The spray from Laz. He needs another. He gets the reveal! Oh, no! But not enough left in the mag, and the defuse for Rovova as G2 take the lead.
I'm thinking their 10 was tucked in so deep in spawn. They should have heard all 3. Yep. I'm fairly confident they should have heard all 3 TPs coming through. Again, I don't agree with, challenging Hooker, but no information on the dropout. I thought Sugar was going to swing on contact, but Mixwell actually tucks himself into Cubby. Perfectly there. I mean, let's look at,
2 bullets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Already tagged up as well. It's an easy one for Rovova to clean up.
Well fucking played. Good round.
Well heckin' played.
Well said. And actually now Zeta back down to, Sheriff's on the board, a Spectre as well, but back down to pennies here. Tour de force invested. Yeah, got to be careful because there's no real utility. If we were to figure this out here, it's going to be a dry swing. 10 does have the boom bot, but
Right there.
Crow a little bit disconnected, and without that utility to clear out short, Mixwell can just post up here.
Get him.
Nothing to really push G2 off these angles just yet. Invested. Timing's going to be important here. How long does Mixwell hold this? Doesn't quite connect as you'd want. Actually, a little bit of chip damage on the way out. And look, this is a dangerous game you're playing here. You now know at least 2 players, now 3. He knows there's players here. He's going to get pinched on that. And again, next one, who else is going to challenge this? It's Nuki this time.
In position to clean this up now. The reset on the paint shell. Laz, last one outside. Going to find the headshot though. Hoodie next in line for G2. As you can see, Depp as well looking to pinch onto Showers here, but Hoodie going to find the crucial kill.
But Mixwell's keeping it safe. Really good adjustment from Mixwell. Not playing too dangerous, kind of keeping that safe distance from it. Just holding Showers safe. That's all he had to do. And Sugar Zero has to try and make a play for it. 12 seconds. And closing the gap would be a big enough problem for him.
left.
And Mixwell is posted on this. And you can see them trying to bait the shot. Does well. Good work for Sugar Zero. Can't make any more of it though. So damage achieved, yes, but the round regardless is going to G2. It's now 9 on the board.
A great face from Zeta as well, just making use of the recoil reset. And then the triple swing is just so much to deal with. Unfortunately, it amounts to nothing. And G2, right now, kind of hitting their stride, I'll be honest, find themselves 2 rounds ahead. Zeta got to stop them now. Nothing behind this purchase for Zeta. Ultimate's just about coming online now. Laz with that Viper's Pit. Sugar, 1 away. 10 and Depp, 2 away, respectively. This is the one Zeta have to put on the board. A Mixwell now with the Operator online. Cover going out. A little bit of a pace change here. You can play a lot deeper on the back of this, but still happy to contest long. Depp going to punish it.
Fight, really good fight for Depp there, and you're right, finding Mixwell at the same time is everything. It's Hoodie on an island, he's doing everything he can to just try and stay alive, and he's overwhelmed. No chance of doing it, and look how deep towards CT they've already got control. This could be a save right
absolutely.
now. This is instant. Well, pace change and a half, mate.
Yeah. This is the one that they needed to make something happen, and actually, you look at it, they've gained the showstopper out of it, gained the res out of it. Sugar Zero still 1 away from the Cosmic Divide. That could be a pivotal round for Zeta.
Punchy. That was so quick.
I think they might have an opportunity. With Mixwell saving on the Tour de Force previously, then buying the Operator, there might be a chance here to at least reduce 3 of the players of G2 down to a save.
You trying to do math on air?
Yeah, I tried to. I've stopped halfway.
Yeah, you really lost commitment on that.
Yeah. I felt confident, and then I was thinking about it.
that's the worst part.
Not so much anymore. Yeah.
Very dangerous game. I've avoided it most of my life. However, it looks like most of these players will be avoiding each other for the rest of the round. I don't know if anyone's close enough to challenge. I think they will be exiting with these rifles as Nuki and Meadow, go undiscovered. So we'll have a look at the purchase coming back in. If there are any glaring issues for G2, it does seem like it can facilitate a purchase enough for now.
Yeah, but I mean, this the problem being, you look at what's behind it here. You see in the replay again, really nice hit. I'm not sure, we didn't catch the Mixwell kill. I don't know if he was, maybe forced off an angle. I think he was on top of Tube initially. But the finances here, I mean, well, 4 people sat below 2K. Showstopper to offset that slightly, so a bit of a bonus for G2. If Zeta tie it up, it could be interesting.
Could be. Meadow instantly.
Meadow?
Meadow's made a meal of it, and he's been punished for it as well. Stuck around a little too long and just was on the receiving end of all that damage.
And this was the exact same setup we saw when they tried to crunch and catch Nuki inside with Sugar's utility early on. It's so simple, but it gets the job done.
Yep. Flash comes in. Okay, they're still around. The play up long's beginning, but look at the early exploration work from that's Nuki on the other side. It is, but now they have to run away. Let's see how far you can make it. Sent to the back wall. The Zekas go out on the other side. It's all about time, and they ain't got much of it anymore. Evova's still alive, but just being melted down in between the middle of it. Slowed, everything thrown against him. And the last 2 players, we knew they were on that A side. Yes, they got here early, but already the walls of the defensive side have been just elevated. Double stacked towards Hookah. Nuki trying to just disrupt that as best he can, but he's given nothing on this.
And Mixwell's in full save mode.
Yeah, he's gone.
Like I said, I'm really curious as to how this looks. Yes, Nuki has a showstopper, whether or not we're going to see an attempt to at least guarantee the first blood, but Zeta have been so good in terms of this early control. Yeah. So good. I mean, we haven't seen Nuki dialing in any pressure towards whether or not he's now adjusted towards A to make use of the paint shell and have that crunch in through the TP. But with Meadow being removed immediately, removes the snake bite, makes that crunch even harder.
I do want to see now, this is one of those adjustments that is a big indicator for me is the, not really depth of G2, but I do want to see how they address that issue now. Because this looks like they've, set a bit of a standard here for Zeta. They're like, okay, we've actually got some really good approaches on this. We need you now to adjust, right? So let's see what G2 do coming back into this. Is there an answer that they have already cooked up in their minds? Because again, having Hookah control this early on, just perfect for them.
this now. But previously we did see him posted up when Mixwell did that tour de force previously on A short. He was the man to hold down that push. Zeta has 5, going to stack up towards 8. Just one member towards Showers. You see the pings out, yeah, G2 looking to get aggressive.
Yeah, but I think it's the same on the other side. Zeta aren't taking their time, and a quick TP and a quick rotation going to come through as well. Going to cut off Sugar Zero, and that's going to be half of this map now theirs, but the divide goes through as well. So Mixwell looking for a pixel out of place, but eats the flash. Has to fall away to safety and relinquish some of this. Nuki's still trying to exist in those showers, but are they going to fully commit to this right now, Zeta? This is on a knife's edge. Oh, they are. Okay. Plan going to go down. Rez comes up. Divide still holding their safety for now as the paint shell comes in.
That's actually got his ult, but he's backed all the way away from the site. Now the wall being broken here.
I'm waiting to see when that comes through as well. Timing is everything. If G2 get the timing right, there's so many different angles to be worried about here. Lad's going to catch it though. That's great work. Zeta just put that foot down. Unreal presence. Crow still holding on the side. Doesn't get caught by the flash. Easily got this one. As Laz has got his back and out. Melo presented the unthinkable and unwinnable. I don't know how they kept composed in that.
They weathered the storm after exactly what we're expecting from G2, which is them being a little more proactive. They dig deep in showers, initially find everything they need to. I think they catch Sugar Zero actually in Astral form, putting up that Cosmic Divide. He falls. And actually, even after then, it doesn't feel comfortable for Zeta on the way in. Oh. I was almost questioning it there with Laz, with the ultimate up. You almost feel like, yeah, stay on site. If things get a little dicey, you can ult in towards lamps, maybe hold on to default with the ult, but he actually catches him over on that really late lurk. On the back of the TP, actually to crunch showers.
They quelled the money, humbled it almost instantly.
Except for Nuki.
Nuki's always got a gun.
Nuki's full by round.
Nuki's
just always has a Vandal.
And look at it, but Crow9 on the other side, sitting patiently waiting for this, knowing that Nuki would be tempted, beckoned, called to this and spotted. Crow though doesn't particularly win out in that first fight, and Nuki's going to have to back away now.
Immediately the response is there with Zero investing some util towards site. Meadow though, he's got to be careful because Ken's already got here. He's got all the information on the back of this audio queue, and the Viper's Pit this time around invested pretty deep in lamps.
Yeah, very deep in lamps. Actually cuts off CT as well. Now where is that spike going all of this? You have to really go down. They need to secure a little bit of safety, and 10 is desperate to do that, but he loses the fight.
It's not pretty.
No, Hoodie's still holding the line, and Laz, temptation, he wants to walk through it. Catch him! Oh my word,
what?
Hoodie, how? How are you hitting that? As Depp, Crow, and Sugar Zero not going to be happy with this as Nuki. Oh, he wants to go back in the timing. Sugar Zero must have just seen the barrel peek through and then took the timing just right. Spike now down, but the numbers do favor G2 in this. And getting a couple of rifles to boot. The spray not good enough to make more than one. Leaving Depp and Sugar Zero the only 2 standing bastions here for Zeta. The wrap coming in. Footsteps heard, the wall about to drop, and now there's problems. Depp can't do it. Avova's found him. It's all on Sugar Zero now in a 1v3. It's done. Hoodie gets the punish, and we're back all even. This game is coming down to the wire.
Hoodie, man. I mean, the first, it wasn't pretty at all from 10, but to then come through and find Laz inside his own Viper's Pit is just insanity. Yeah, 10's just relying on a lucky shot with strafing back and forth, but wow. And just a pixel out of place there, finds the final kill. What a round from Hoodie. Yeah. Again, I mean, Bren even comments was this pivotal in the first half as well, in terms of keeping G2 in it. All tied up 10 apiece now. Mixwell operator back on the board. Depp actually considered one. Considered one.
10-10, and we go back into it. Similar scenes over towards Suka. Have to now give it up after the back of the flash. Could pull the rotation in, but not just yet. Quick work though, a lot of presence now shown. Hoodie's got to know there's a lot more players here. Depp eats the flash. Look at the little set piece in play, but the slow's going to keep him at bay. Depp, unpunished, Seekers come in, has to force the spray, and a lot of utility exchange over towards Octagon, but no one really to make much of it just yet.
Nuki a little bit stuck now. Zeta can actually slow things down and try and pressure this. Is Laz considering coming to the TP? Yeah, they're just trying to tag that vulnerable here, and they're desperate to clear Nuki, because this should be a freebie.
Yeah. And no one else G2 can really bail him out. They can't do anything about this. I'm looking at Laz for this lurk, and it looks like Mixwell's going to re-evaluate this and going to go back for a second check. Post himself up.
The box!
The box! Peek above, so close. And there's the reveal. 10's found Nuki. Meadow with the trade out though finds Laz, but there's still 4 players present towards this B side of things. So it is a 4v2 essentially on this B site, but 28 seconds to go.
That's a very late Viper's pit.
Okay.
On short from Meadow. Again, it's not going to matter too much because Zeta semi-committed here, but Avova will find the first spike down.
Crossfire.
Oh, it's perfect.
Nothing to dissuade it, nothing to break it, and you're right. The smoke coming up and Hoodie and Avova perfectly in combination, just pulling them to pieces. It's 11 for G2.
In terms of ultimates, not much available here. Zeta will be able to pull together the purchase regardless, but this was so well played. Yeah, Hoodie just showing at the perfect time. A couple of crisp shots as well. G2 actually now find themselves back in the driving seat, 1 round ahead of Zeta. Again, there will be something to work with for the next round. Showstopper potentially to offset that purchase, but Depth with an operator now.
Oh, the aggression. This has been a little bit of a back and forth between the two to an extent.
It's always been Depp here. It's always been a little bit of a bait actually for Laz.
Oh, and the pick still is for Mixwell. Gets Laz and the trade out on the other side as well. You're going to have Nuki punishing Sugar Zero. Yes, eventually there was a trade over towards Hookah, but numbers disadvantage. But look at this rotation. So you've got Mixwell heading towards the B site, while they're kind of peeling back towards A here. This is a lot of pressure now put into the hands of Meadow.
And Mixwell still got that trap online here. Actually, the Viper Wall does cut it off, but Depp now creeping closer and closer with this operator. Desperate for a pick to find an opening here for Zeta. The Spike's heading back towards B. Avova's still got his paranoia as well, so he can slow this down on contact. No way. 10 can charge it down if he cancels.
Timing.
Yes, he does!
10. Perfect place. Hoodie, though, still standing, still holding, and still spotting more players. Tries to do what he can, become the turret himself, but he does get taken down by Crow, but supports him! And Mixwell gets a 2 for 1. Doesn't need the discount. They are rolling in it. 12 rounds now on the board. G2 about to break some hearts, but what a game.
And actually, Showstopper burnt up by 10, which was something that could have been put into use here. We'll have to see exactly how it happens. And Mixer actually, he's had a few abysmal timings here, but this one, absolutely crucial. Finds 2 moments.
You couldn't ask for a better time to find that form. Zeta, you got anything in the tank. Now is the time to try and rekindle that fire that you had before. Find that form, or G2 do everything that they need to, and it's going to be Mixwell with the start, going to clear and find 10. Trade comes in, but it's a fight towards long, and Avova holds his ground. 4v3 now, favor to G2.
The next step is for Zeta. Actually, Sugar happy to swing on through here and punish once again. Mixwell landing every shot necessary. Zeta now just comes down to Crow and Laz. A 2v4 presented. G2 stacked up here, there's 3. And Nuki's got the operator on the other side, so they can hold it. Actually, Meadow drifted away.
Okay, they've hit the brakes. They have full faith in Mixwell on this one, and rightly so. This guy has become the monster that we know he could be. And he waits. 47 seconds is all he has to wait. Flash comes in, he knows where they are. Eats the flash, though. Forced off the angle. And now presented a possibility, a chance for them to move forward. And another flash to hand, you can see it, but they don't opt to utilize it for now. 34 seconds here. Zeta being given nothing. You can see the absolute discipline
30 seconds
on
left.
G2, barrel shown. This one now knows. Oh, the timing! The timing! He still gets it! He's just gonna hold this till the very end of it, and there it is! Mixwell delivers the final.